Hi students, I'm Sonia from Vidya Guru, starting a new session on current affairs. This session is for the month of April 2021. I'm referring to. You guys can make out that this session is in English medium, complete English medium. If you're not comfortable with the language, you can switch to the Hindi session. That is also there in the playlist. We record almost all the sessions in Hindi medium as well as English medium. We upload English medium sessions primarily for our students from South India, primarily for our students from Northeast India, those who are unable to understand Hindi well. If you like the session, please press the like button for sure. Share the video with your friends if they are preparing for any competitive exam. Subscribe to Vidya Guru's YouTube channel and press the bell icon which is just beside the subscribe button. If you do that, you'll get the notifications of all the exam relevant videos which Vidya Guru uploads. From here on, I'll be starting the session, but I really request, when you read the question, try to understand. If you are preparing, if you have been preparing for current affairs, you yourself can judge that each and every question is super important for you. You cannot even skip one. So watch the session till the end. I'll start with the first question and please learn every question. Please make notes of every question, whatever I'm going to teach you right now. I'll start with the first question, and that is next Chief Justice of India. Next Chief Justice of India, I am referring to the senior most judge. As judges are there in Supreme Court and there is one Chief Justice of India do exist, such a post is also there. Now the new Chief Justice is N.V. Ramana. N.V. Ramana has become the new Chief Justice of India. He'll be the 48th Chief Justice of India. When I move ahead with the second question, Union Minister, one Union Minister I'm referring to, who's going to become a captain. Captain of what? Captain in Territorial Army. Territorial Army's captain, one Union Minister, is going to be the captain in Territorial Army. His name is Anurag Thakur. Anurag Thakur is basically a Minister of State in Finance and Corporate Affairs Ministry. So that Minister of State, Anurag Thakur, will be the captain of Territorial Army, captain in Territorial Army, and that is why I've mentioned the question like that. Anurag Thakur is the Union Minister. He is to become a captain in Territorial Army. When I move ahead with the third question, new CEO of UIDAI. When I talk about UIDAI, if you guys are aware, if you students are aware that this UIDAI is the same Aadhaar card UIDAI, you'll be able to relate well with it. Unique Identification Authority of India, that is UIDAI. The full form is obviously important, and if something new takes place here in this, you have to learn it. New CEO, Saurabh Garg. UIDAI's new CEO, Saurabh Garg. I'll move ahead with this question. That is 51st Dadasaheb Phalke Award. Dadasaheb Phalke Award was started in 1969. First it was conferred. First it was actually given to Devika Rani. That is how Devika Rani is actually, we commemorate her. We commemorate her like that only. So she was the first recipient. 51st Dadasaheb Phalke Award was given to Rajnikant for the year 2019. See, if it is given in 2021, it does not matter. The year, for the year which it was given, that is important. 51st Dadasaheb Phalke Award 2019 was given to Rajnikant. Let's move ahead. We'll talk about Suez Canal. I hope you have read something about Suez Canal, that there was a cargo ship got stuck and barred the way of many ships. But I wish to actually discuss something very significant. You may have watched many videos, because if somebody shows you 20 minutes video on Suez Canal, the important information for your exam is just there on your screen, and I'm going to deliver it in 2 minutes time. And the important information is that name of the cargo ship which got stuck, Ever Given, not Evergreen, because I know people like learning Evergreen instead of Ever Given. Name of the cargo ship was Ever Given. Suez Canal is a man-made waterway. It's a narrow passage, basically, man-made waterway. And if you wish to understand what it exactly is, if it is not man-made, I would not have mentioned it that it was started in 1869. I have mentioned it like that. That means it is a man-made waterway. The work started in 1859. The work got completed in 1869. It became operational in 1869. It was built by Suez Canal Company and in Egypt. So they actually created this waterway. Now this waterway, this Suez Canal actually carries 12% of world's trade. Believe me, it is that huge. 12% of world trade. When I move ahead, I want to tell you why ships pass, through this passage, because it is basically the shortest link between Asia and Europe. And the most important thing here is that it actually joins Mediterranean Sea with Red Sea. It actually joins Mediterranean Sea with Red Sea. That is the most important point in the entire page. The last thing which I would like to mention is that the length of this passage is 193 kilometers. When I mentioned it like 193 kilometers, I want to tell you somewhere you may find it as 120 miles. So they are the same. There's no problem as such. So name of the cargo ship is important. Ever Given. Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea, they are united by this canal, Suez Canal, and the length is 193 kilometers. And it was built by Suez Canal Company and Egypt. Became operational in 1869, and 12% of the world trade takes place from here. Let's move ahead. Now we'll start with Filmfare Awards. We'll be discussing them in detail, like who was the best actor, who became the best actress, as in the recipients of such award. Best film, Thappad. Best director, Om Raut for the movie Tanaji. Best actor in a leading role. Irfan Khan for Angrezi medium. Best actress in a leading role, Taapsee Pannu received the award for best actress in a leading role. So the main people were best actor Irfan Khan and best actress Taapsee Pannu for the movie Thappad. When I move ahead with Filmfare Awards only, see, they are of the 66th number that you can see. Best actor in a supporting role, Saif Ali Khan for the movie Tanaji again. Best actress in a supporting role, Farrukh Zafar for Gulabo Sitabo movie. Lifetime Achievement Award was also given to Irfan Khan. Let's move ahead with another question. Two main exercises which recently took place. One I'll be talking about Vajra Prahar and the other one will be La Perouse. When I talk about Vajra Prahar or any exercise, believe me, what type of exercise it is, that is important. Names of the nations between that exercise took place, that is important. The third thing which I feel is the venue of that exercise remains super significant. So what ways were there, how did this exercise took place, that does not matter. The three important things which are actually associated with an exercise, they are there on your screen. Vajra Prahar was a military exercise between India and USA, took place in Baklo. Baklo is in Himachal Pradesh. That's the name of the venue where Vajra Prahar took place between India and USA. When I repeat the thing, please believe me, it is just that you can keep that important detail in your mind forever. That's how when I wrap up the video, I really expect from you that you will be saying it, that you could learn everything, whatever I've delivered. Indian Navy to participate in French multinational naval exercise. Indian Navy is going to participate in this French exercise, and that exercise is a naval exercise. That is why Indian Navy is participating. The upper one was military and the lower one is naval exercise, and I am saying the name of this exercise is La Perouse. Will take place in Eastern India Ocean region. That's the venue. Venue is equally important. So don't forget the names of the countries between which the exercise took place, the venue and the name of the exercise. Let's move ahead. A few days back, when I actually delivered the last video in which I've mentioned Vyas Samman, here I'll be talking about Saraswati Samman. So Saraswati Samman, winner of Saraswati Samman, see, as Vyas Samman is also given by KK Birla Foundation, Saraswati Samman is also given by KK Birla Foundation. That is why I'm mentioning Vyas Samman here in this video also. If you have not watched that video, you can watch it. Probably it was there in the last video only. If you watch that session, you'll be able to actually get the name of the Vyas Samman recipient also. Winner of Saraswati Samman, Dr. Sharan Kumar Limbale. Dr. Sharan Kumar Limbale is a Marathi poet, writer, lyricist. He is very famous. So, Sharan Kumar Limbale, he received Saraswati Samman for his book Sanatan. As he is a Marathi writer, this novel is in Marathi too. And I told you at the start that KK Birla Foundation gives Saraswati Samman. I'll move ahead with this question. And the year is 2020. Keep that in mind too. I'll start with the first day, and that is World Health Day. World Health Day is observed on 7th April. The theme which was kept for World Health Day, that is pretty apt, that sounds pretty apt. Building a fairer, healthier world. Building a fairer, healthier world. It was the theme kept for World Health Day, 7th April. World Autism Awareness Day. Autism Awareness Day is observed on 2nd April. National Maritime Day. National Maritime Day is observed on 5th April. World Homeopathy Day. World Homeopathy Day is observed on 10th April. All the days are important. I'm going to repeat them once again. World Health Day, 7th April. Autism Awareness Day, 2nd April. National Maritime Day. Maritime, I'm referring to sea. That means whenever the word maritime appears in front of your eyes, you need to understand maritime means I'm talking about sea. So, Maritime Day, 5th April. Homeopathy Day is observed on 10th April. Let's move ahead. Now, another important information you guys can check, can see, can make out. Whatever I'm teaching you is important and super relevant for any competitive exam. By monthly policy review of RBI. The rates are there. I'm going to discuss from here on. Repo rate 4%. Repo rate 4%. Reverse repo was kept 3.35%. Marginal standing facility rate and bank rate 4.25%, and the stance of the policy, monetary policy stance, was kept accommodative. Read all. Whatever I'm teaching you is important. Please believe me, you have to learn it like that, because whenever a teacher delivers a lecture, if that teacher emphasizes, if that teacher speaks again and again that this thing is important, then only I feel that students consider, those questions important. That is why I do that. That is why it has become my habit. Let's move ahead. Payment banks maximum balance limit raised to rupees 2 lakh. Have you checked before? Like when I'm teaching you this question, I'm not talking about this question right now. I'm saying earlier the limit was 1 lakh, but we should not be bothered about that. Payment banks maximum balance limit. Paytm Payment Bank, Airtel Payment Bank, Post Office Payment Bank. So such payment banks do exist. I'm saying earlier their limit was just 1 lakh rupees. Now it has been raised to 2 lakh rupees. Benefit. Prepaid payment instrument. Their account limit has been raised to 2 lakh. If I call them prepaid payment instruments only, you will not be able to understand anything. That is why with an oblique mark I've mentioned them as mobile wallets. When I'm talking about prepaid payment instruments, I am talking about mobile wallets only. So I am saying their limit was earlier 1 lakh rupees. Now it has been raised to 2 lakh. So the previous one is not significant at all. Their limit has become 2 lakh now. That is important. Cash withdrawal is also possible now. So they are saying cash withdrawal is allowed if full KYC is done for the PPIs. That means prepaid payment instruments issued by these non-banks. If full KYC is done, cash withdrawal can also be done. Interoperability must for full KYC prepaid payment instruments. What do I mean by saying that? I'll actually explain it in brief. I am just saying that interoperability, some sort of interoperability is happening. Like you have Paytm and you have Amazon also. If you have Amazon wallet and Paytm wallet, you cannot actually transfer money. You cannot transfer money from Paytm wallet to Amazon wallet. That did not exist earlier. Now such sort of things will take place too. I just told you one feature through this interoperability, that is from one wallet to another wallet you can actually transfer money. Interoperability must full KYC. For what? For full KYC, prepaid payment instruments. Let's move ahead. Membership allowed to non-banks for centralized payment systems. Centralized payment systems, that means I'm referring to RTGS and NEFT. When I talk about banks, you know that such things like RTGS, like NEFT, like IMPS, such payment systems do existed. They were actually offered by banks only. Now these non-banking entities can also provide you these centralized payment system. What centralized payment systems I'm referring to? RTGS and NEFTs will be provided, apart from the banks, will be provided by these non-banking entities too. And what are they? Prepaid payment instrument issuers. Prepaid payment instrument issuers, they'll be providing you the facility of RTGS and NEFT. Card networks like Visa, MasterCard, they'll be providing you the facility of RTGS, NEFT too. White label ATM operators will be providing you RTGS, NEFT too. And trade receivables discounting system, that is the full form of TRED. Whatever, the TRED, whatever, news was there, they have mentioned the word TREDs. They have mentioned it clearly that those TREDs approved by RBI, those platforms, those RBI approved trade platforms will be able to provide RTGS and NEFT facility. So keep the full form of TREDs in your mind too. The information is important. Let's move ahead. India's rank on World Economic Forum Gender Gap Index 2021. See what is important here. There's one gender gap index. It is made by, it is published by, it is prepared by World Economic Forum. That's what I've written in the first sentence. In one statement, I've mentioned the name of the publisher also. India's rank is his words. I know that out of 156 nations, our rank is just 140. If I talk about first rank holder's name, the name of the nation is Iceland, does not mean that they have more or they have, maximum gender gap. I am just saying they have most gender equality there in their nation. So Iceland stood on top, first rank, Iceland, India 140th rank, total number of nations 156. Gender gap index is prepared by World Economic Forum. So such important details. Let's move with the next question. The next question talks about India's rank on Ultimate Military Strength Index. When I talk about Ultimate Military Strength Index, the strength index states that India's rank is 4th there. Here I'm talking about the army, the state of the armed forces basically. India's rank on Ultimate Military Strength Index 4th. The number 1 rank was given to obviously China. We all knew that already. And it is published by Military Direct. Let's move ahead with another question. ECLGS scheme, Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme. That is ECLGS 1.0, talking about first edition, 2.0 talking about the second edition, 3.0 talks about the third edition, the third number of this scheme. So the validity for all these three has become 30th June 2021. What do I mean by saying that? And when I've mentioned it till that rupees 3 lakh crores, whichever is earlier, what do I mean by saying that? Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme talks about the loan they'll be providing to the stressed sectors. The stressed sectors here I'm referring to are hospitality, travel and tourism, leisure and sporting, but this is for the third edition only. These stressed sectors, I'm talking about the third edition in which they are actually offering loan. So Emergency Credit Line Guarantee Scheme provides loan only. You can apply for the loan. You are eligible till 30th June only. Loan disbursement will take place till 30th September completely. And I'm saying the amount is 3 lakh crores. And I was talking about the sectors hospitality, travel and tourism, leisure and sporting, because they are the most affected ones. And the tenor and the tenure of emergency credit line guarantee scheme 3.0, the third edition one only, loans 6 years, moratorium 2 years. Moratorium is the suspension of time. Like if you are not able to pay your loans installment for some or the other reason, the moratorium is provided. So the moratorium is of 2 years, 6 years tenor of ECLGS 3.0 loans. Let's move ahead. There's another scheme here. See, the government schemes are very, very important. I know they are not very interesting, but they are super important. Whatever brings you marks, you have to learn them. Stand Up India. You've heard a lot about Make in India and all, I know that. But this is Stand Up India and super significant. Was in news, I have to teach you. That is why I'm teaching you. So Stand Up India scheme extended till 2025. 2025, that is why it is important. It is for scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and women entrepreneurship. Women entrepreneurship, I'm saying women who are willing to get into business. Loans sanctioned rupees 25,586 crores. See, every scheme talks about loans. Majorly, I'm saying that. So, loan sanctioned rupees 25,586 crores. Khelo India scheme extended till. I taught you about the schemes earlier. I'm talking about the schemes now. The exam will surely show you such questions, believe me. Stand Up India, and after that Stand Up India, I'm going to talk about Khelo India. The total budget, the total expenditure, the total outlay for it is 8750 crores. That means 8,750 crores. They have mentioned it, what they have spent for 2021 to 2022, as in for these 2 years, for this particular year. From 2021 to 2022, the outlay remained 657.71 crores only. 2025 till 2026, 25 to 26, they have extended this scheme of Khelo India scheme. I'm going to actually repeat that. Khelo India scheme extended till 2025 to 2026. Total expense 8750 crores, what they are expecting. Outlay for 2021 to 22 is 657.71 crores. So remember the amount, that is important. Let's move ahead. Now I'll talk about Uyalwada Narasimha Reddy Airport. It got inaugurated in Kurnool. Kurnool is in Andhra Pradesh, and there in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh, Uyalwada Narasimha Reddy Airport got inaugurated recently. So Minister of Civil Aviation Hardeep Singh Puri, Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister right now is Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Shaheed Ashfaqullah Khan Zoological Park to come up in Gorakhpur, UP. I was saying Uyalwada Narasimha Reddy Airport inaugurated in Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh is Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy. Hardeep Singh Puri is the Union Minister of Civil Aviation. Shaheed Ashfaqullah Khan, it is the another question not related with the upper one. I was saying that Shaheed Ashfaqullah Khan Zoological Park is going to be built in Gorakhpur, UP. Another important information I shared with you. Let's move ahead. RBI issues direction for amalgamation of primary UCBs. UCBs, urban cooperative banks I'm talking about. So primary urban cooperative banks, RBI issued directions for their merger, for their amalgamation. Amalgamation means merger. When I say uni-state UCBs, uni-state, uni means one. Uniform, everybody shares it, as in wear the same uniform. Uni means one, uni, state, one, which exists in one state, that is one state UCB, can convert to multi-state UCB, and how that can happen? That can happen via amalgamation. I'll make it easier, super easier for you. I am one state, uni-state UCB, urban cooperative bank. I am from one state. I belong to one state. I am saying I acquire the another UCB, another urban cooperative bank which exists in the other state. If I acquire that urban cooperative bank, if I acquire that UCB of another state, that's how I'll be multi-state UCB, because I am one state UCB, I am acquiring the another state's UCB. Now I become the UCB of multi-state. So multi-state UCB, that's how I can be through amalgamation. Inflation target set by the government, that is 4%, but they have mentioned it for 2021 to 26. For 2021 to 2026, they have set the target, inflation target, that is 4%. But they are still mentioning it, that it can go up by 2%, it can be less, by 2%. So plus minus 2% is possible. They are not pretty certain about 4%. They are saying that it can be 6 also, it can be 2 also. So plus minus 2% in 4 is possible. Targeted range for next 5 years is 2% to 6%. Let's move ahead. RBI committee to review ways and means advances limits for states and union territories. Sudhir Srivastava committee. If they may ask you in the exam what Sudhir Srivastava committee is associated with, it is associated with states ways and advances, states ways and means advances. I am actually talking about Sudhir Srivastava committee. It is basically an RBI committee. What I wish to tell you is, see, when I say ways and advances, some advances are given to states, some advances are given to union territories, like loans are offered, such things are given to states and union territories. That strategy, that policy has to be reviewed. Ways and means advances have to be, their limits have to be reviewed, and that will be reviewed by Sudhir Srivastava committee, which is made by RBI. When I move ahead with the next question, it says that RBI is planning to publish financial inclusion index every year. If you are not aware what financial inclusion is, I wish to tell you in 1 or 2 sentences that financial inclusion means we are including those areas which are far-flung, which do not have the facility of banks. We are willing to connect them with banking facility. We wish, in those far-flung areas, banking facility should be made available. That is financial inclusion. I'm saying RBI to publish financial inclusion index. Every year in the month of July, they'll be doing it from now on. But they are actually mentioning it that this July financial index will be for the previous financial year, which ended in March. For the financial year which ended in March, they'll be publishing their financial inclusion index in July for that previous year. Let's move ahead. What the next question states? The next question is about payment system operators. Payment system operators are expected to submit certificates. What sort of certificates? Compliance certificates. Compliance certificates to whom? To RBI. Compliance means you are following something. Why these things, why these modifications took place? The reason is there in the third point. Recently, the data of the company MobiKwik got leaked. That is why such sort of changes are actually happening. So I am saying payment system operators like MobiKwik, I'm saying they are supposed to submit their compliance certificates to RBI, and that is going to happen twice a year. Now you will be questioning, are there any dates when they are supposed to submit these certificates? So the dates are there on your screen too. They'll be submitting their report once on 30th April. They'll be submitting their second report on 31st of October. When I mention them on 30th April, they'll be sending the report till the ending of March. On 31st of October, they'll be sending the report. They'll be sending the report till September end. So please read them carefully. Twice a year, payment system operators will be submitting their compliance certificates to RBI. Let's move ahead. So again, the super significant question is about Trishna. Trishna is basically Earth observation satellite mission. Why I'll be talking about it? Obviously, it is going to be there in your exam. India is actually working on a joint space mission with France right now. It is a third of its kind. So India is working on its third joint space mission with France, and the name of the France space agency is CNES, like we have ISRO, they have CNES, they both are working, both the organizations are working. So they are developing Earth observation satellite mission with thermal infrared imager, and the name of that mission, the name of that mission is Trishna. Let's move ahead. Now the super important question here comes on your screen, and that is development institution set up by government for infrastructure finance. When I talk about the question just like that without making you understand, it will be difficult for you to retain it. That is why I try explaining it in easier words. There's one NABFIT. Parliament has just passed the bill of this NABFIT. What is this NABFIT? That means this NABFIT has some full form. The expanded form of this NABFIT is National Bank. NA is national and B stands for bank. That means government is planning to set up a national bank. What national bank I'm referring to, what it is going to do? See, National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development, that was the full form I left in between. This is super important. They are willing to finance, they are willing to create infrastructure financing. They are willing to create infrastructure financing. Government is going to put in 1 lakh crores. That means the share capital will be 1 lakh crore. Government will be investing the whole amount. Earlier, that means right now they have, for now they have 100% share, 100% share. 1 lakh crore is of the government because government is investing it. But later on, they are saying government to keep at least 26% stake with it for sure. They cannot go down, they cannot reduce it further. They can have more share, but they cannot reduce it more than less than 26%. Let's move ahead. Production linked incentive. We have talked a lot about production linked incentive. Production linked incentive, the total outlay for production linked incentive scheme was 1.97 lakh crore. That's the budget government decided for PLI scheme. You may have heard a lot about these PLI schemes from many people, these PLI schemes, and I'm saying the total budget is 1.97 lakh crore. Total number of sectors covered under this PLI scheme, that they are 13. So out of these 13, I am going to refer to one, and the upper one talks about that one. Production linked incentive scheme for food processing industry. One sector is food processing. Out of these 13, I'm talking about the sub part of this PLI scheme. They have given it a name, that is PLI-SFPI, and if I expand it, PLI is production linked incentive, S stands for scheme, FPI stands for food processing industry, and the total budget for it they have kept is 10,900 crores of the sub scheme I am talking about. So from here I'll be actually wrapping it up. If you understood everything, you can press the like button. If you could not, you can rewatch the video. If you still want to change the language, you can switch to the Hindi medium session. I am wrapping it up. Thanks for watching.